How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Software Inc. Welcome back to Hard Mode. And welcome back to Nerdrosoft. When we left off, we were working on the desk, which is going to be our first piece of office software. It has its own dedicated team over here in a new building who are working as best they can on the desk. It might have been a good idea to honestly just throw these guys straight into some kind of project management, but for now, we'll sort of leave them be. I will admit I am slightly tempted to say that the office teams could potentially work as secondary developers on tools, because at the moment, I mean, even if we do go ahead and put them into project management, they are just going to be doing one thing at a time anyway. There's just a generic piece of office software. It's going to be called the desk. So let's do it. Let's have the programmers and the artists start working on other things as well. We can have them working on tools, and that'll hopefully mean that Morph 5, whenever it comes out next year, is a little bit better. That Soundscape 5 and Bucket 5 are going to be a little bit better as well. So let's absolutely give this a shot and see what happens. We'll set those guys as secondary developers. And now we are developing simultaneously Morph 5 and Soundscape 5, which is looking at a November 2018 release. So we have two pieces of software coming out of the tools project next year, which is a pretty big deal. Looking at games, we have two things in the works over here as well. We have Roaster Coaster 6 releasing May 2017, which is this year, and then Hell Fortress 4 is going to be February 2019. We also have Commander Stabby Phase 3 at long last queued up to go into the design phase. So that's pretty good. Those projects are going ahead quite nicely, but this year could be huge because this October we are releasing Obsidian. We are going to be releasing our first console, and really, aside from an operating system, a computer operating system, this is getting to the peak of what I think we're going to be able to achieve with Nerdrosoft, with this version of Nerdrosoft. This, by the way, is not going to be the last episode of the series. I know I've kind of alluded to the idea that we're getting towards the end. This ain't it, but I do think we're close. I really do. So we'll see what we can achieve here with the company in the next few episodes and see just how far we can go. I would like to get, I'd like to be a $2 billion company. I've got to be honest. I would like to be a $2 billion company, but essentially doubling my money. It's taken us almost 40 years to have 1.1 billion. I don't know that doubling that in the space of a few years' time is going to be possible, but we'll see. RC5 bonus pack, for example, throughout February did almost $20 million. If we go and look at our releases, I mean, Roaster Coaster 5 in general, as I said in the last one, this thing, if we look at profits and then we include the add-ons, Roaster Coaster 5 is our most profitable thing ever. So that's kind of huge. In terms of add-ons, RC5 Pixel Pack actually made more money than the bonus pack, but I reckon we might see RC5 bonus pack surpass that, which would be absolutely amazing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Our most recent release was Sniffer 4 in January of this year as prominent marketing. It's not really making that much money, though, which is a little bit disappointing, but I guess that's okay. Nerdrosoft Universe 2, fortunately, is selling still, so we have that going for us. But I'll tell you what I'm curious about, because I don't think I've looked this up. What is the most profitable piece of software ever released? It was Lion Slim 3, December 2002, $623 million. The most profitable thing with add-ons was Space Show Light 2, which made $347 million in profits from 2007 onwards, and did $337 million in add-on profits. So almost made more money in add-ons than it made in initial sales, which is wild. 7.8 million units sold. The most or the best selling thing was 10.8 million. Am I in here at all? I am not. I don't know where I'm necessarily going to be in here, but that's fine. That's okay. That's totally fine. Honestly, I'm just happy that we have a console going out this year. But before we get to that, we do have to, see the release of good old, what's-its-face, Roaster Coaster 6. Which, if Roaster Coaster 5 is anything to go by, Roaster Coaster 6 could be freaking huge. And now that it's May 2017, we can go ahead and find out just how successful or not successful Roaster Coaster 6 is going to be. It does have 25,000 followers, which is honestly not as many as I would expect for something that is following up one of the most successful games that we've ever released. So a little bit concerning there. I will also say RC5 bonus pack. I'm going to stop marketing that because honestly, we might as well. I'm going to stop porting Roaster Coaster 5. I'm going to stop porting Hell Fortress 3. And I guess we're going to get ready to start porting, update. Well, we don't need to update, but porting and making expansions for Roaster Coaster 6, assuming it releases in this first half of May, which it just did, I believe. Yeah, Roaster Coaster 6 has just gone out. Is it any good? It's outstanding. It's inspiring. The last one was only great and inspiring, so this is good. This is very, very good. We immediately port this to just everything. Everything with 200,000, everything with 100,000 or more. So absolutely everything. We're also going to put it on Universe 2 just because we can, and Universe 1 as well, because that just seems like a reasonable thing to do. Let's make that a priority. And I am going to make it exclusive to my store. That seems like a bad idea. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it exclusive to my store for a year. We're going to do that. It's going to be exclusive to the Nerdrosoft store. It's going to be exclusive to V for a year. This might kill sales, but we have got something like 46 or 48 million users. So, yep, it's now exclusive, and the expansion packs are going to immediately start. So let's go for, oh God, RC6, and it's going to be the massive pack, right? We'll call it the massive pack. So that's fine. It doesn't need to be over the top. Let's just go for 2D sprites to get some graphics in there. We'll go and try and just sort of max this out. Expected interest, 19%. Okay. We'll get some story in here as well. We can sort of max that out, 58%. Bit of gameplay in here, 93%. We can max out that, well, actually, you know what? What is this? 2D audio systems. I guess we'll throw some 3D in there as well and bring that gameplay right up. So that's not too bad. In terms of 3D editors, let's go for, we could get 2015 in here. We need to update Morph 4 to get that though. So yeah, let's use Render Suite. Let's try and go for the most up-to-date things. Soundscape 4 has a good tech level right there. And the 2D editor tech levels, Bucket Blue is going to be what we go for there. So that's not too bad. The teams on this will be 2D, 3D audio and systems. So we'll go 2D, we'll go 3D, we'll go audio, and we'll go systems. I'm going to put all of these guys on it because I want this done quickly. I think I missed one of the systems teams. No. Did I miss a 2D team? No. Did I miss a 3D team? No. Did I miss an audio team? I did. All right. So now the same bunch. So 2D, 3D, audio, and systems for development. This really shouldn't take long. It is estimating less than a year. $20 is fine. Source control is the source. Price is $20. Immediately start developing that. We need to make $3.6 million in profit on Roaster Coaster 6 for it to break even. We are already porting it, and we are already nicely underway on a first expansion for that as well. So here's hoping for good things. Let's also be smart about this. Let's start printing it. We're going to say 250,000 copies in stock. It has 340,000 in stock as well, so we're doing okay there. Actually, maximum 250,000, right about there. So now it's going to stay paused. Okay. I hope it makes money. That's kind of where I'm at. I hope it makes money. I hope it's good. You guys have a print job. That's fine. I can take it. I guess we'll find out. I'm hoping for good things. I'm hoping it breaks even, essentially, in this first set of 2 weeks. That would be ideal. That would be perfect. for this to break even. Also, this expansion is going to take no time at all, which is beautiful news. So let's take a look at this. It is coming up on the second half of May, minus 3.6, turns into 2.0. Okay, so it made about $5 million, 5.7 million specifically last month, an immediate 100,000 units sold. Okay. Well, that's very exciting. Once this guy, I mean, when do we want to try and release this? That's going to be the real question. I guess we just get the expansion done and we'll sort of move it into marketing once it hits beta, as we usually do. I mean, it's an expansion. It doesn't take long to make. It doesn't take long to market. We don't have to have a massive build-up. Hopefully, we're going to see, you know, 1 million people interested in picking this thing up. But if not necessarily the end of the world either. What I would like to do, though, is I would like to go through and start looking at some of the bugs we have here. Now, Bucket Green still has some bugs. I'm not going to bring the tech level up to date, but I am going to say that I want to update, then fix the 62 bugs in Bucket Green, because if I can do that, I can go ahead and essentially cancel support for it. Not that I think, you know, it's urgent that we do that, but I would like to get through some of the support stuff here. Soundscape 2, for example, has some bugs that we could use fixing. We are on Soundscape 4 right now. We are working on 5, but I don't want to abandon things without fixing them first. It just seems like the right thing to do is get all the known bugs out of there. Now, let's see. You want a luxury meal or a luxury car? I'll give you a luxury car. That's fine by me. Luxury car is a one-time payment. Luxury meal is every single day. How are we looking? Roaster Coaster 6, 1.9. Oh, why did that drop off so quickly? That's concerning. That dropping off so quickly is really concerning. All software release dates. There's a lot released in May. No other simulation games. There was an FPS come out, but interesting. All right, I don't love that. I definitely don't love that. That's done me a bit of a concern, but we'll survive. We do still have Obsidian coming out this October. And maybe that's when we aim to have the Massive Pack go out as well. Maybe we try and rely on the fact that the Massive Pack could be a way to boost sales a little bit. Also, all these porting jobs as well, you know, getting it onto 12 new operating systems is probably going to boost sales a little bit too. But I'm a little concerned that it went from like 5.7 to 1.9 million overnight. I really hope this one has legs. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping this one has some legs to go to go that extra mile and make those millions of dollars. I mean, Roaster Coaster 5, 240 million. You know, 5.1 million units sold. Oh boy, and that's in 3 years as well. So I guess we have 3 years for Roaster Coaster 6 to make $240 million. I don't know that it will. All right, so I've locked in an October 2017 release for Roaster Coaster 6 Massive Pack. We can go ahead and push that into beta. It's coming up on 100,000 followers, which is very exciting. Roaster Coaster 6 itself is 279,000 units sold, 243,000 active users. So hopefully we can turn this around. Hopefully we can get this thing to pick up a little bit. I don't know that we're necessarily going to recapture the magic of Roaster Coaster 5, but that's okay. It's not necessarily the end of the world. As long as we're making money, it's okay. It is going to be releasing in the same month as Obsidian, the console. And I will say I'm also a little concerned about the fact that my couriers seem like they're running a little bit slow. Although the entire game, to be quite honest, during the day runs quite slow. We have like 1,000 employees, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain if I select all, 947, yeah, we have 947 developers, you know, creative staff, and then we have all of the cleaners and everything on top of that. So there are over 1,000 people hired at Nerdresoft, which is kind of crazy. Definitely kind of interesting that we've hired that many. I love getting to this point of Software Inc. It's always kind of bittersweet. You get to look at your company and be like, man, we started in a garage, and now look at us. We have a tower. We have a console production space. We have a little little park, I guess. I don't know. We've got things. We've got stuff and we've got things, and it's very, very cool. I like it a lot. Bucket Green is about to be done there. Let's go ahead and put that press release out as well. There we go. Bucket Green is updated. Let's cancel support on that. Bucket Blue has 590 bugs. I don't love that. I'm going to cancel Soundscape support just because I feel like we need to. I think Bucket Blue, we should try and update this as quickly as we can. So let's get the let's get all of these bugs as much as is possible. Get those fixed. That's a lot of bugs. It really is. That's an absurd number of bugs. So we'll try and get that sorted quickly. 267,000, 270,000 followers on RC6. That is almost every single person that has that is currently playing it. It is now more than the current player count, which is very exciting. 326,000 units sold, 376,000 units sold, 300,000 active users. Okay. So it's picking up a little bit. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for this to pick up a little bit. Let's go ahead and put another press build out there. We still have another month of marketing ahead of us, so if I can get this to 500,000 people interested, that would be great. Let's put a maximum of a 500,000 copies, because what we can do is get that 500,000 copies in storage, and then we can hopefully turn around and, oh, I've realized, hold on a minute, some of these might not reach their goal. How many have you got in storage right now? 86,000. We might need to call some extra couriers for the number of things that we have to move out of here. I'm not 100% sure about a lot of this, but we'll see, I guess. We might be able to move it. There's a solid chance we'll be able to move it. All I'm looking for really is a good number of copies of the massive pack to be in stock, and then I can bring that goal of 500,000 copies down to like 100,000, and we should be okay. Because I don't expect this thing to sell quite as ridiculously well as the RC5 expansions, at least not yet. We will we'll certainly find out. I'm also kind of curious. Let's see, 216. Yeah, let's do like 100,000 in stock for now, and that'll keep us good. We can go ahead and start printing those. How did this do? 2.7. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, next month is a console and the first expansion for Roaster Coaster 6. And when we consider the fact that Obsidian is bad and mediocre for $277, I think it's safe to say that we might be in trouble. Oh boy. Oh dear. Oh boy. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Oh no. We are designing Obsidian 2, which is great. Obsidian 2 is looking to release in 2 years time. Oh no. We need a longer dev cycle. We need like 150% on the dev cycles here. Obsidian 2, whatever, I guess. Did we ever release a controller? Did we ever do that? Do we even have a production line for controllers? That's probably a better question, because I know we have two whole production lines here, but I'm pretty sure that's for a console and for phones and not controllers, so that's a little concerning. I'm not expecting anything from this. There's no marketing on Obsidian either, which is weird, because we do have marketing teams on this. So that's great. What are you guys doing? Now you're marketing it? Yeah, you're a little bit late to that one. Oh no, there is an Obsidian controller. How are we making an Obsidian controller? How? Now hold on a second. Now just hold on a second. How are we making a controller? Are we making it? Add-ons. Obsidian controller. Just released. It's outstanding and unavoidable. Great. Start printing. Enter a limit. 100,000. I've got nowhere to make this though, do I? Yeah, I don't have any assembly lines. Oh dear. It needs speakers, controllers, small battery pack, and gyros going into a motherboard assembler. And then it needs plastic rumble units, LEDs going into a case assembler. And then it needs final assembly. I might need to expand my warehouse is what I might need to do here. Products, obsidian, start printing. I want 200,000 of those in stock at any one time. We'll go ahead and do that. Maximum 200,000, please. So that's fine. A maximum of 200,000 controllers as well, even though we're not making those. There's 200,000 in stock. That's fine. I need to make this controller. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to make this controller, because I think we're just going to need to expand the warehouse, or obviously we could use a basement. That is an option too, which might be the smarter option, to be quite honest. And there we go. We should now have a controller production line, which is hopefully going to send some final products out. It absolutely is. They now go upstairs into this little space where they get filtered back down into the warehouse. So we now have controllers and we have the console all getting produced in this space. Bit of a weird little underground area, but it turned out pretty good. I think it's not exactly compact, but it does the job. It could be more compact than it is, I'm sure, but again, I'm not really super worried about that. It, like I said, it sort of does the job, so that's fine by me. Hopefully we see a decent amount of those controllers start to get shipped out. I'm kind of hoping that the console itself maybe sells a little bit. I think regardless, I mean, the controller is outstanding, so hopefully the controller sells. I'm just a little, I'm a little annoyed. I guess at the very least, we do still have the massive pack to go ahead and release. So this thing is 5 out of 5 across the board. Gonna give it 75,000 in marketing budget. We'll go ahead and get that going. And what we'll do is immediately go in here and start working on another expansion pack for Roaster Coaster 6, so RC6, and we'll call this one the Epic pack. And this time we'll go for just a load of system stuff. We'll go for a load of 3D stuff. I just want anything that's going to really bring those graphics right up there, or so the gameplay. And then story is essentially just all audio. So this is 3D audio and systems. 100% interest, that's perfect. Teams on this one, we don't need 2D, which is fine by me. Those guys can go and do whatever they want to do. So the 2D team's off of this one. We can use... We still haven't updated More 4, we should get on that, but we can just use those guys. And let's just double check. 3D audio systems, that's perfect. Start developing, and we'll just let them prioritize it and see how it goes. So, I mean, that's gonna be good, right? Let's have a quick look at the expansion. Looking at releases. So it's outstanding, it's unavoidable. It's gotta be good. It doesn't have to make as much money as the massive pack, although we do want to make sure that we're printing this thing. We probably want to say, let's have a quick look here. Software printing. Oh boy, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? The massive pack, 100,000. Okay. So that's already sorted. Now we just get to see if we're making any money. That's basically where we're at. We get to see if this makes any money whatsoever. I hope it does. I really do. I'm hoping for good things. We're currently at $1.1 billion. We're gonna go to that wasn't much. 2 million on the massive pack. How did the console do? Well, how did the controller do? So the controller didn't sell? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That might be a problem. Oh dear. Did the console? It sold 652. Oh. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. 652. Okay. I'm going to take over an update for Obsidian. I'm going to finish that update, and I'm going to automatically, I'm going to update this myself. So everything is being brought up to date on this. Just everything has to be. It's never going to be good, but if I can make the prototype as good as possible, it might help us. So all of the update teams, plus the 3D teams, the audio teams, the systems, the 2D, are going to be in there. The networkers are going to be in there. The hardware team is going to be in there. And I guess, yeah, just essentially everybody. 18 teams are going to work on this console. Let's try and get this update out there. It's going to take about a year to do that, apparently, which is worrying, but hopefully they can do it. And then hopefully my office software guys can get the desk going as well. It's been taking a little bit of time, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. I'm a little annoyed, to be quite honest. We've been sitting on Obsidian for years, and it's wound up being kind of terrible. And now the sequel is going to be out in like 2 years. There's no way. Although, to be fair, I have to imagine sort of the way that works is that they iterate on it, right? Because we've kind of seen that with some of the automatic releases here. Roaster Coaster 4 was great and ordinary. Roaster Coaster 5 was great and inspiring. Roaster Coaster 6 was outstanding and inspiring. So we would assume Roaster Coaster 7 could be outstanding and visionary. I think that's kind of what's going on. I think we're seeing some iterations. So I have to imagine that's kind of how that's working. Whether or not it is or isn't is another matter entirely. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. We have had so many people retire. There's all these complaints, by the way. Empty room groups. Interesting. That's very interesting. Hold on. I think I've just discovered the reason that none of the cooks actually work in here. Let's assign this room. So this kitchen. Let's assign it to a room group. So add selected room to office dev building. And that should mean that we now have cooks that actually want to come up in here and do their thing. We also want to say that this guy is going to office dev building as well. So we should actually see some cooks come in here. There we go. And they can start to provide food for the office devs, hopefully. All those complaints, by the way, I mean, that's a lot of... decided to quit after having complaints ignored for too long. Well, you know what? That's business for you, is what that is. Oh, man. Oh, hold on a minute. We did just go up quite considerably. What just happened? Obsidian did not... Wasn't Obsidian. It definitely wasn't Obsidian. Roaster Coaster 6 did 9.1, which is not bad. So, I guess that's money. Bucket Blue, 4 million. Commander Stabby Face 2, 3.9. I'm not pleased about this console. I'm not pleased about it at all, but I have to imagine the next one will be good. That's all we can do, is hope that the next one is actually good. And so I suppose we can leave things there for today. It is a cold, wintry November's morning. We've just put out our console, and it was a tremendous flop, selling less than 1,000 units across its first 2 weeks. That's miserable, but hopefully the next one is going to be better. It's going to be a matter of time until we discover that. It's only a short 2 years until Obsidian 2 goes out, so it better be good. But that's not going to be for us to figure out today. That's going to be for us to figure out possibly next time. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.